Welcome to How Augmented Reality Enhances Student Engagement in History and Heritage Education. This video explores how emerging technologies, particularly augmented reality, are transforming the ways history and archaeology are taught. By connecting digital innovation with historical interpretation, educators can help students move beyond memorization towards deeper engagement, critical thinking, and creativity. The goal of this video is to highlight evidence-based strategies that use immersive tools to make the study of the past more interactive, meaningful, and accessible. In both history and archaeological classrooms, students often engage with the past through textbooks, static images, and lectures. While these methods provide context, they can feel abstract or disconnected from lived experiences. Augmented reality changes that by allowing students to interact with 3D reconstructions of artifacts, ancient sites, or historical events. Xiao, Shang, and Hung found that students who used AR developed stronger spatial reasoning, while Yearentry et al. 2024 reported that AR fosters digital literacy and critical thinking. Immersive education helps students step into history, encouraging exploration and inquiry that deepens historical understanding. Teaching about the past comes with unique challenges. Historical and archaeological concepts can be difficult to visualize or connect to the present. Many students struggle to interpret time periods, cultural contexts, or spatial relationships. Access to fieldwork or museums is often limited, especially for remote or online students. These barriers can make history and archaeology seem distant or inaccessible. By integrating augmented reality, educators can bring historical artifacts, primary sources, and reconstructed environments directly into the learning space, allowing students to explore context and continuity across time. To ensure that immersive technologies lead to meaningful learning, it's important to ground them in cognitive framework. Bloom's digital taxonomy provides a structure for building higher order thinking, moving from remembering and understanding to applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. In a history or archaeological context, this progression might include identifying artifacts, comparing historical interpretations, evaluating primary sources, and creating digital reconstructions. As Spence 2019 and Church's 2008 explain, aligning augmented reality activities with Bloom's upper levels helps students become active historians and cultural interpreters rather than passive receivers of information. Augmented reality merges digital and physical experiences, allowing students to visualize and explore the past in sight. They can walk through a reconstructed ancient city, examine 3D artifacts, or overlay historical maps onto modern landscapes. Yearentry et al. 2024 demonstrates that AR enhances critical and self-directed learning, while Xiao et al. 2023 showed that AR tools help students grasp spatial and conceptual relationships. In history education, these experiences help students contextualize events, interpret evidence, and build empathy for people and cultures across time. Gamification introduces motivational elements such as challenges, achievements, and feedback into historical learning. Zindani et al. 2023 showed that integrating gamification with Bloom's taxonomy promotes engagement and goal setting, while Wang and Sar 2024 emphasized how game-based frameworks enhances collaboration and higher-order reasoning. Imagine students earning points by accurately matching artifacts to time periods, or unlocking virtual field sites as they progress through learning modules. When applied thoughtfully, gamification turns historical and archaeological analysis into a dynamic, student-centered experience. Across multiple studies, immersive technologies have shown to improve learning outcomes in both history and STEM-related disciplines. Xiao et al. 2023 found that augmented reality students achieve higher understandings and retention than those in traditional settings. Nears et al. 2025 reviewed over 100 studies and found consistent evidence that augmented reality improves motivation and problem solving. Yearentry et al. 2024 noted that these tools encourage self-regulated learning and higher cognitive engagement. When applied to history and archaeology, augmented reality not only brings the past to life but also strengthens analytical and interpretive skills. In a virtual artifact or archive lab, students can examine digital replicas of artifacts, analyze inscriptions, and compare cultural material across civilizations. They can even create their own reconstructions or curate virtual exhibits. Ben Year and Yildiz 2019 found that 3D modeling develops spatial reasoning and positive attitudes towards digital learning. For historians, these same tools help connect evidence to interpretations by engaging students in reconstructing artifacts or mapping ancient trade routes. Educators can combine analytical thinking with creative historical storytelling. In immersive history and archaeology education, the instructor's role shifts from that of a traditional lecturer to a guide and learning architect. Instead of simply transmitting information, educators design experiences that lead students to discover and interpret the past for themselves. Using Bloom's taxonomy as a planning tool, instructors can intentionally scaffold lessons so students progress from understanding context to analyzing and creating their own interpretations. As Martin and Bulger 2018 emphasized, the teaching presence and interactive feedback are crucial for sustaining engagement. Similarly, Spence 2019 notes that structuring learning objectives across Bloom's levels ensures depth and critical reflection. In this model, the instructor empowers students to think like historians, asking questions, evaluating evidence, and connecting the past human experience to their present realities. Students who participate in immersive, augmented reality based history lessons report stronger motivation, deeper engagement, and more meaningful learning experiences. Chow et al. 2025 identified collaboration, leadership, and readiness as key predictors of higher order thinking in e learning. Urintree et al. 2024 found that AR strengthens autonomy and critical reflection, while Zandanen et al. 2023 demonstrated the increased focus and interactivity. In the humanities, this translates to improved historical empathy, contextual reasoning, and evidence based interpretation, skills that prepare students for both academic and civil life. Immersive technology isn't just reshaping education, it's transforming how we preserve and share cultural heritage. Parker et al. 2024 highlighted how virtual learning expands access and equality in STEM. The same principles apply to historical disciplines. Orts et al. 2023 showed that virtual simulations can effectively teach complex reasoning even during remote learning. For history and archaeology, augmented reality allows global audiences to explore reconstructed sites, artifacts, and narratives that might otherwise remain inaccessible. This democratization of heritage learning helps connect people with the past and foster a sense of shared responsibility for cultural preservation. At its core, immersive education transforms how students experience the human story. Instead of memorizing timelines or artifact lists, students interpret the past through inquiry, reconstruction, and reflection. Augmented reality allows them to visualize cause and consequences, continuity and change, and the lived experiences of historical communities. By fostering curiosity, creativity, and empathy, immersive approaches ensure that the study of history and archaeology remains relevant in a digital age, where understanding the past is essential for shaping the future. Looking ahead, immersive technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality will continue to expand the boundaries of heritage and history education. Research to explore accessibility for diverse students and low resource institutions. Artificial intelligence could personalize augmented reality learning by adapting challenges to a student's progress. Collaborations among educators, museums, and archaeologists will further enhance realism and inclusivity. Ultimately, the next frontier of education will allow students not only to study history, but to walk within it, bridging the distance between knowledge and experience. These references reflect the growing body of scholarship supporting immersive learning across history, archaeology, and digital education. Together, they provide evidence that augmented reality, when paired with sound pedagogical frameworks, enhances engagement, critical thinking, and access to cultural heritage. Thank you for watching, and I hope this presentation inspires you to reimagine how we can teach and experience the past.